You now tuned into Somewhere in the Middle with Soonie and Mo.
Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay.
Hey, Don on the beat.
Ay, I got so many ops.
Everywhere I go, I
got so many ops.
so many ops.
I know they plotting against me. I know it's hate, they wanna kill me, but please don't tempt me, cause I got so many glocks. Ay, ain't none of them empty. Jesus said they would hate me too. That's how I know it's envy. I got so many ops.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to our Tuesday show. Glad to see a lot of you guys in the comments already. If you haven't already commented, please make sure that you drop a comment below, especially a prayer. If you can, please say a prayer. I think we're probably going to say a prayer here tonight because I got word from Soonie just moments before we usually get in the studio, and they had a pretty severe tsunami warning issued to them this morning. I'm going to read a little bit about it. Right now, there's not a lot of information. Some of you guys may have seen the video Soonie posted. I'll play the video here so you guys can see it shortly. I just want to wait for everybody to come in here. But definitely, drop a hashtag prayers for Soonie in the comments box. Say hello. Definitely give this video a like, make sure you're subscribed, all that stuff. Make sure your notifications are turned on. I know today I went live and some people who said their post notifications are on are still not getting notifications. So we just ask that because of all that stuff going on, those are things out of our control. We really, really rely heavily on you guys commenting and hitting that like button. As soon as you come in here, whether you're watching from Soonie's Facebook or my YouTube or the Somewhere in the Middle YouTube, all that stuff. Also, please make sure that you are subscribed to the Somewhere in the Middle YouTube channel because we have to get those subscribers up. Soonie and I were just speaking yesterday, and it sometimes baffles us, right? Like how our show is not bigger, because oftentimes you guys who are, ride or dies with us here all the time, every show we have, you guys are always, commenting on stuff. You guys know this already. But for those people that are new here, a lot of times, we'll see larger platforms, larger influencers come out with information that you guys know we have talked about well in advance of it being a big media sensation or a trending topic. We talk about stuff here, and it always baffles me, right? Like, it's like, how does our stuff not get seen? Well, the truth of the matter is, it is visibility. It is the amount of likes that we get on videos. It's the amount of comments that you guys leave while we're live on the show, the amount of likes that you give while we're on the show. Comments on our videos, shares, all those things play a part in our show getting out there to everybody else. So we really do ask for your help in that because we can't make that happen without you guys. So welcome, Judy. Welcome, JC. I saw that you are back here. You haven't been with us in a while. Who else we got in here? Big Booty Judy. We got Big Booty Judy. We'll give the Big Booty Judy song since we didn't give it last week. I see Elizabeth in here. What's up, Elizabeth? And that's so far all that is commented. I know there's more of you guys in here. You guys need to speak up. You guys need to speak up and say what's up. All right, let's go ahead real quick and give Big Booty Judy her intro song, and then I will come back and give you guys an update on Soonie and the tsunami.
Big cutie, cutie, big booty Judy. What? Big cutie, cutie, big booty Judy. Big booty, big cutie, cutie, big booty Judy. Stop! I wanna see you move it. Yeah. Big booty Judy. Big booty Judy. Got big booty Judy. That's big booty Judy. Got big booty Judy. That's big booty Judy. Got big booty Judy. That's big booty Judy.
All right, guys, welcome Big Booty Judy. Okay, so if you're just now joining the show, I'm here by myself because Soonie is currently being evacuated to the military base in Okinawa where she lives because they have been issued a tsunami warning, and it's a pretty severe one. It's a level 4 tsunami warning. I believe there's 5 warning levels, and she's at number 4. So it is pretty serious. She has had tsunami warnings in the past, but they have not been this severe. So here's what we know so far about the tsunami and how, it takes place. Now, if you guys don't know how tsunamis take place, it's the result of an earthquake, okay, that happens off of the coast of wherever the tsunami warnings are. What's up, Amy? Thank you so much. What's up, Marlandon? How are you doing? All right. So it looks like this morning there was a 7.2 magnitude earthquake in Taiwan. So that is why Japan has the tsunami warning issued. It struck Taiwan early Wednesday morning. The quake caused several parts of the capital city of Taipei to lose power. So prayers definitely for those people in Taiwan, and particularly in the city of Taipei. I have not even seen any updates on that, so I don't know what's going on there. But Soonie is going to keep us updated as much as she can. She's currently, they just went to the store to grab some stuff, and then they're going to be headed over to the base and to get the kids also. So Japan issued an evacuation advisory for coastal areas near Okinawa after the earthquake triggered the tsunami warning. The U.S. National Tsunami Warning Center said it is analyzing the event to determine the level of danger for Alaska, Washington, Oregon, California, and British Columbia. So anybody who lives on the coastals of those states, prayers for you. If you are watching the show, drop a comment below. Let us know what the situation is there. I'm going to show you real quick the map so you guys can see exactly where this tsunami happened. So here it is right here. It took place off the coast of Taiwan. So Soonie is like in a little tiny island, and I cannot remember. Obviously, she's in Okinawa, but I don't know specifically where in Okinawa she is. But I believe she's up here, up towards the top, if I'm not mistaken, where it says Naha. But yeah, so, you can see that these little islands right here are going to be highly, highly, highly affected. And it's amazing how a tsunami works, because the fact that the tsunami can actually reach the coastal areas of the United States is crazy. But obviously, the bigger the earthquake, the bigger the impact in the ocean. Okay. So as I was saying, it's a 7.2 magnitude earthquake. Okay. So that is all we know about the situation. So if you are just joining, that was the update on Soonie. We'll do a prayer later on in the show as we have more people in here. And hopefully we'll be getting an update from Soonie as well. I have my WhatsApp open. So, if she messages me, we'll see that. Oh, let me go ahead and play the video also. She says she posted it on her Instagram. She sent it to me on WhatsApp. So we'll go ahead and play it right now so you guys can see it. And it's always very misleading, right? Because you're going to notice blue skies, looks great. That's typically how a tsunami happens. Same thing with an earthquake. It's not like Texas where if you're going to have like a tornado, there's, bad weather that you see or experience. Here we go.
You guys, say a prayer for all of us in Okinawa and the surrounding islands. Here, there's sirens going off as we are about to experience a tsunami. I won't be on the show with Bo probably today. And I'm alive. Just want people to see that, because I know people are going to start hitting me up asking me, am I okay? Thank you for all the prayers and all the concerns. We're okay.
So there you go. She's in good spirits, which is important. I mean, understandably so. She's scared because, you don't know. I mean, a tsunami is a scary thing. Yeah. So hopefully we'll get an update from her. Usually like it's a couple hours that they have to kind of stay on alert before they get the notification that they can kind of go back to their homes, and the coast, no pun intended, but the coast is clear. All right. So I am still going to have a show today. We'll see how long it goes, since it's just me talking. I don't have anybody joining me today. If anybody, wants to chime in, wants to come on and give an opinion about anything that I'm talking about, you're welcome to come. And I can definitely post the link in here. If you want to come in and comment on something, you're welcome to. Okay. So I'll post that as soon as we kind of get through the intro of the show. So we had some great topics, and I'm kind of bummed that Soonie's not going to be here because it's always a fun time. It's always a fun time talking about some of this stuff with Soonie, and she's quite the expert on things. And we always have a difference of opinion in some areas. So I'm going to miss my co-host today, but we'll see how I do. We'll see how I do. It's interesting, this whole topic of the tsunami. Let's start off there for one. Because as you guys know, we are going to be, I think on the 8th, we have a solar eclipse coming on Monday the 8th. Okay. And I don't know much about the eclipse, I've been through an eclipse. We had an eclipse, I think I don't know when it was like 2017. I don't know. And it was cool. It was cool. Right. But we're in different times, and this solar eclipse is bringing quite a bit of, I don't even want to call it conspiracy, because a lot of people sent me stuff on, why there is like a biblical correlation to this eclipse. And I have to admit, it is quite interesting. The correlation and kind of what people are saying out there, which I'm going to go into. I'm going to go into here the story of it. I'm trying to find here. I know that it's tied to Moses being trapped in the mouth of the whale. God, what is the name of it? It's like Nimith something. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. I'm going to find it. If somebody has a good, I just need like an article. If somebody has a good article on the eclipse and the correlation in the Bible, send it to my Instagram DMs, and then I'll read it. I'm trying to see. I can kind of like summarize it. Okay. I'm no biblical scholar, but I can kind of summarize it. Okay. But anyways, I wanted to start off with this because today on my Instagram, I really like felt compelled to do just a really short live, which you guys know I never go live. And because I had gotten a question in my inbox, because I think it was like last week I had posted one of those like fun little ask me anything posts on my Instagram stories, and I never get like fun questions. Like if somebody asked me like, you can ask me anything, I would be all up in your business. Okay. I would ask you like the most like intimate of questions, probably, because that's just who I am. Anyways, I was like checking my Instagram and in the messages, and you have that little like regular messages where people that send you regular messages, and then you have that other box where people who don't normally message you or don't follow you, the messages go in there. So somebody had sent me a message, and they were like, I missed the question portion on your story, so I wanted to send you a message and ask you the question I had for you. And the question was this. It was, I noticed that you lately have posted a lot less on your Instagram stories, and you haven't been going live, because if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I have, done lives with Soonie, and I, joined in on other people's lives. And I was always very like involved, right, in the Instagram drama of it all. And it was quite, it was an addicting thing for a while, because you get into these like intricate discussions and debates about things. And I'm no debater. I don't pretend to be a debater, but it was always interesting, right, to have these conversations with other people. So anyways, this person took notice that I did not get online very much as I used to, and I haven't posted as much as I used to, and I don't post the same type of stuff. My content is a little bit more lighthearted. And so they were like, I've noticed a shift in you. I've noticed that, you seem very like lighthearted and unafraid and kind of unbothered and unworried about things that are going on in the world. And I took to my live today to kind of explain that a little bit further, right? So what I wanted to explain was that it's not so much that, the things that I see in the news, just like you guys do, or on the internet, aren't sometimes scary and concerning, and can cause a little bit of, angst in me from time to time, or I see things that like infuriate me, right? Or when we talk about the presidential election and people are like, oh my God, if we don't get Trump in office, it's going to be like a bloodbath and they're going to ruin this country. All of that is so true, right? But I think like over the past couple years, I have come to a place where I have realized there's only so much that I personally have control over. And I have two choices, right? Just like everybody has two choices, is I can spend my time getting worked up and worried and stressed out, unhappy, bothered, annoyed, over things that don't necessarily directly impact me and my day-to-day life. And I know that some people might be like, well, that's so selfish because, we got to worry about our country and this, that, and the other. Yes, we do have to worry about our country. We do have to, do what we can to make this a better place. But the only way that I personally know how to truly contribute something of value is to make sure that I'm good and that I'm at peace. Because if I'm truly not at peace and I'm posting all this stuff and I'm telling you guys, we need to do this, we need to do that, but that's not what I'm doing in my day-to-day life, then I'm no good to anybody. I'm basically a hypocrite, right? So sometimes I come on here and I'm real with you guys, right? And I take a lot of hits in the comments about it because you guys are like, oh, Mo, you're soft. You call me a liberal. You call me, all kinds of names that, I think to anybody else, they would probably be like, super defensive over. But I kid you not when I say, when I click this camera off, okay, I go to bed completely unbothered. I do not lose a wink of sleep over anything going on in the world. Nothing. Okay. Not even this news about, oh my gosh, we have a solar eclipse coming. It's the end of the world. This is a prophecy. Jesus is coming back, all this stuff. That all may be very true. Okay. Like you guys all could be right, but there's nothing that I can do about it. Right. So if Monday, April the 8th is my last day on earth, I am going to go out as peaceful, content, and happy as I can possibly help. Okay. As I can possibly help. And that sometimes has involved me having to take a step back from the scroll, from, people that relentlessly send me, just crazy, crazy things. Like the stuff that I get sometimes, my inbox, I'm like, what about me makes you think that I really am into this stuff? Like I know we kid around and we wear like tinfoil hats on this show, but understand that a lot of it is entertainment purposes. And I like to think that my job here on this show is to bring a little bit of lightheartedness, just like Soonie's job is to bring a more serious, very like, I think well-read on some topics that she's very passionate about. And, I've always been somebody that I like to make people smile. I like to make people laugh, even in bad times. I don't like to contribute to the sadness or the angst or the fear. I just want people to come here, have a good time, hopefully walk away with some knowledge, but not take it so seriously that it causes you stress. And after I did that live, I got a lot of interesting comments from people because a lot of people were telling me, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you said this because I have been very fearful in my heart. I have trouble sleeping. I'm having anxiety. And that just like hurts me that people really are going through that and that everything that they see online is causing that in them. So I want to say this is if you find yourself in that position, take a step back from this stuff, you guys, because this is not the end all be all of everything. There are bigger things in life. And if you don't know what that is, let me tell you, okay? It is the people that you are surrounded, the actual people you are surrounded with. And some people I know do not have a lot of family or a lot of friends around them. If you have just one person, if you have an animal, okay, that you can cling to and it makes you happy, go there. Okay. Don't go to the internet, because as much as I've said this before, as much as I consume content on the internet, I refuse to allow it to consume me. Okay. I refuse to allow it to consume me. And I truly believe that God did not create us with fear, with the intent for us to have fear in our heart. He created us to have peace and love, true love, right? Love for ourselves. And we need to focus on that. We need to get back to that. And if you are in a place where you don't find yourself peaceful, then go in search of that. Go in search of what makes you happy. You're not going to die if you don't know what, Candace Owens tweeted today, or Dan Bongino, or Joe Rogan, or Brandon Tatum, or Soonie and Mo. It's going to be there. And truth be told, within a couple hours, it'll probably be replaced with some other salacious story. So you're not going to miss anything. Just calm down. Just, I was talking with my friends the other day, and I was talking about the sit and be still, right? That you read about, that Jesus said, just sit and be still, just sit and be still. And I've always struggled with sit and be still, because I don't know how to really do that very well. I'm not a sit and be still type of gal. You know what I mean? So I had to kind of like recreate what sit and be still looks like for me. And by nature, I love to observe people. I love to observe. I'm a very, very observant person, right? I may not be, the person who knows all the laws and all the bills and all the whatever amendments and all the Bible scriptures and all this other stuff. But what I do know is I know people. I know what makes people tick. I'm a very good people person. So because observation is something that I love to do and it comes very naturally to me, I decided that, you know what, I am going to start observing myself. So instead of just sitting and being still and just like trying to drown out the world around me and my thoughts and all this other stuff, I'm just going to carry on with life every day, and observe myself, like literally come out of my body and go and watch myself like a movie in the moment, right? Like right now, I'm watching myself. And I know that sounds weird. I'm watching myself on the screen, but I'm also watching myself from above, So, and when I do that, I don't think anything of it. I don't have any judgment on myself. I'm literally just observing myself. And I'm learning from myself, because oftentimes we can be very active in what we feel is like present in the moment, but we're not present. We're not there. We have no idea what we said. We had no idea how we felt. We have no idea why we did what we did. So it's very interesting to just observe yourself. And I saw this clip the other day. I wonder if I saved it. It was an interview that Will Smith did. And it was like this small clip that I just found so profound. And it really spoke to me, because I was like, this is what I do. This is exactly what I do. Okay. So I'm going to play this. I just found it. I'm going to play this for you. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. So the guy that's interviewing Will Smith asks him, what do you believe life is about? And here is his answer. I hope you guys find this one interesting, and put everything that you think about Will Smith and the Oscar slap, and that you think he's a cuck and all this other stuff. Put all that aside, okay? Just remove that and just listen to what is being said here, because it is truly, truly profound and meaningful.
What does Will Smith believe is the meaning of life?
Well, that's a big one. Just sit here for 30 seconds.
Right up? Mm-hmm.
Look at me. Now look at you while you're looking at me. While you're looking at me.
He just did it.
Oh,
I'm trying to. It's not easy though.
You're right. That's where you will find the meaning of life. That's where you'll find it. So whatever that was, when you can make peace with that, that's the meaning of life.
Damn. What?
Interesting, right? I found that so interesting, and that is such a true statement. What I really saw in this is how uncomfortable he was with just sitting there for 30 seconds. And I think probably most of us would find that pretty uncomfortable. Most of us, that's like heaven to me, because that's what I do is I observe people, right? And I sit in silence and observe people, and I don't have to say anything and they don't have to be saying anything to me. I can just observe them. So all I did was add the whole, now look at yourself while you're looking at me part of it, which was really cool to see that, because I was like, oh my God, I've been doing that. And to see somebody say that, I was like, that's so wild that somebody else does that. I thought I was crazy. So yeah. So I really encourage everybody to try that. You don't need to be with somebody to do this. You can be by yourself. You could be looking out a window and do this. But it is a version of meditation and prayer in my mind. I saw Judy put a comment here, and she said, if everyone is afraid, then you need to get on your knees and talk to God and confess your sins and get right with God. So I think that's great words. Even though I grew up Catholic and on my knees in church, I personally am not a get on my knees and talk to God and confess my sins type of person. I've said this before, and I know that a lot of you guys will argue with me and be like, well, there's a way that the Bible says. I get all that. I get all that, right? But I truly believe in my heart of hearts that I really don't think God cares if you're standing, sitting, laying down, hands like this, how you talk to him, just that you are sitting in silence and reflecting, because he's in here. He knows what's in here. You don't have to verbally speak it. So I'll leave you with that. But yeah, if that is what you want to do, definitely do it. If that's what you want to do, if that's what makes you feel like you are connecting with God, then by all means do it. Judy also said faith over fear. Amen to that. Nikki said a lot of people can't sit and be silent. I do it often and have been. That's awesome. Marlandon, as long as you talk and praise him, that's all that matters. I think the way that you praise him is by your actions and by eliminating your fear and by showing true love, not just to other people, but to yourself. And when you're consuming stuff that makes you fearful, there's no love in that. There's no love for yourself in that. When you're constantly consuming stuff that makes you fearful and negative and sad and worried, you're not loving yourself in that process. So, think about that a little bit when you talk about praising him, because I think praising God is more than just like, standing up in church and putting your hands and stomping your feet and saying, yes, amen, Jesus, we love you. God is good. Whatever you say, right? I think it's far more than that. And I think it's a lot less complicated than that. Not that that's complicated, but I think a lot of people feel like they got to go to a church to do all that, right? Like I don't do that. I don't go to a church to do all that. Like if I want to hoop, stand up and raise some hands up and stomp my feet, do whatever, I can do that at home. I don't have to go to church to do that, so that's just me. Yes, I know that it was a form of expression. That's why I wasn't talking down about it or anything like that. I was just putting in what I personally do. So, all right. Uh-oh. Just in time. We got Soonie Blanks in the house. I don't know if Soonie wants to come on, if she can or not. I'll post the link in here. If she wants to come on. And she can come on and give us an update. If not, she can send me an update on WhatsApp. All right. So let me get into the topics. I think I've taken up a lot of time here. Definitely smash that like button. If you are enjoying the content so far with just me, it's just me over here. But okay. So let me tell you what I'm going to talk about today. Okay. So we are going to talk about LIZZO. Okay. So we've talked about LIZZO quite a bit on the show, and LIZZO made a little bit of an announcement the other day that she was going to quit. She said those words, "I quit." Well, today she came out with some clarification on that. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about her clarification. And just my thoughts on that. We'll talk a little bit about, and I may have to have Marlandon or some sports expert come up here and join me with this one, because otherwise it's going to be a very boring segment. But there was some commotion at the LSU women's basketball team. Apparently, somebody walked out during the national anthem. Angel Reese got a little, salty and, violent on the court. I don't know. All kinds of weird stuff happened. So we'll talk about that. I want to talk about the Transgender Visibility Day, because everybody was like, in an uproar about that, because as you know, President Biden released a, I don't know if it was like a memorandum, an official office, whatever statement, okay, about Transgender Visibility Day. But he announced on Easter, we were going to be celebrating transgender visibility. I don't think he said anything about Easter. He just left it at that. Let's see. Soonie sending me some updates on the tsunami, so we'll get back to that in just a second. Let me just finish going through the topics here. Then we're going to talk about the eclipse. I just want to know what's being said in the news about the eclipse. And I want to know, if you guys believe the hoopla about, I don't want to say hoopla. Okay. It could all be true. I just want to know what you guys think about the eclipse. So as we're going through the show, send me your eclipse, observations. I personally have been like feeling really weird. Sunni's all of a sudden the tsunami, yesterday I saw this post like from Tyler Henry, who is like a medium and he lives in LA, but he posted this crazy video showing like what looked to be like a meteor like breaking up, coming to the earth. And director Phil posted some weird stuff today. So we'll talk about it, because I want to know if you guys are experiencing weird things going on as we approach this eclipse. And then I want to talk about the house squatters. Let me bring in Soonie. I just saw her join, so we're going to bring her up here. Soonie son, I don't see you. Oh, I can hear.
Can you see me?
There you are. Uh-oh. She's on base, y'all.
Hold on.
Okay. Uh-oh, we lost her. All right, I'm sure she'll be back. So that's what we're going to talk about. I said the house squatters as the last thing, because I know that you guys were, or not you guys, but the internet was sharing that video of that immigrant or person that was going online and telling everybody that there was a new law that you could like occupy somebody's house. And then the guy came back online and he was like crying because he was like, oh my God, like they're coming after me and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if this guy is like trying to just go viral with this bullshit, but I decided to actually look up squatter laws in the state of Texas. And I was pretty surprised to find that it's not so easy to just like take over a property as it's being portrayed. And I think a lot of people are fearful of that because it's being pushed around a lot online. So I wanted to kind of share a little bit of information, and I really encourage some of you guys, especially if you own like rental properties or you've inherited a house or something like that, to kind of get familiarized with whatever the squatter laws are in your state, so that you can feel a little bit more relaxed about, not thinking you're going to come home and there's going to be, a group of illegals that take over your your place of residence. Okay, so Marlandon said, I think this is in reference to the LSU discussion we're going to have. She just wanted some attention in regards to Angel Reese. Birdman said nobody walked out. They just weren't out there at all. The coach said they were in the locker room and didn't know when it was playing. Yeah, so I didn't watch the game. So I'm going to fully depend on you guys. I'm just looking at clips of stuff. And Soonie and I have talked about Angel Reese before. You can pull this up. I'm coming on. Okay. Soonie and I have talked about Angel Reese before, and for some reason I have a soft spot in my heart for Angel Reese. So when we get to that topic, I'll talk about it. All right, here's Soonie. She's back.
Can you see me? Can you hear me? Am I clear?
You're good.
I'm good. What's up,
Okay.
guys? I just wanted to get on here and briefly say hi so people don't worry. So I know
Yeah.
a lot of people have been hitting me up about the tsunami.
So what's the word?
Oh, she's breaking up.
What's the word on the tsunami? Do you hear
You're
me
breaking
now?
up so bad, and I honestly can't hear anything you're saying. I think it's
Oh
just my
no.
service.
Yeah, you're clear. You're clear. Okay, well, let me read what you sent me. Hold on. Okay, so Soonie sent this to me and she said a tsunami warning for Okinawa Prefecture was issued Wednesday morning after a 7.5 earthquake struck Taiwan, with waves up to 3 meters for some islands forecasted, as residents were strongly urged to evacuate coastal areas. A tsunami of at least 30 centimeters has already reached Yonaguni Island, 170 miles from Taiwan, where the quake, which registered between a 3 and 4 on a 7-point Japanese Shindo seismic. What the fuck? There was a likelihood that higher waves could reach the coastal earlier or later than forecasted. The residents were advised to move to higher ground, with a large banner on NHK urging viewers to evacuate and run. What the hell?
Yeah, it's funny that I'm getting an alert now.
What's it saying?
I don't know what it says. I don't know yet. It hasn't popped up for me.
Oh, because it's in Japanese.
Usually you get a sound, and then there's a force notification that pops up on your phone, and it just hasn't popped up yet. So I have no clue.
Okay. So, Soonie, where specifically in Okinawa are you?
I'm
Are
on
you
base right now, but I live on near Soonie, and that's right next to the seawall.
okay? And that's not by Naha, though, right? You're not anywhere near
No,
Naha.
Naha is south,
Okay. So it says here that the
but
waves
we're
are
kind
expected.
of near it. We're not far from Naha. It's
Right.
still on the same island.
And what time is it there right now?
It is 10:44 a.m.
Okay. So they projected here that there was going to be waves reaching Naha Harbor, Kumajima, and Najo at 10:10 a.m.
Yeah.
And have they been hit?
I was watching some feeds of the island. I haven't seen anything yet, so I don't know. We'll pull up some videos eventually, just sitting in the car. So we're on base, just chilling in the car, waiting for us to be able to go back home. I think they let locals. My husband said they let some locals on base, not some, but they let some Japanese nationals come on base for evacuation. And that's pretty much it. It's a regular day. Just a tsunami decided to come after an earthquake in Taiwan.
Yeah, it's so weird because I was saying, in Texas, if we get inclement weather, there's signs of it. You guys are out there, it's sunny, y'all are shopping, and then all of a sudden this gigantic wave could just come and take y'all out. That's terrible.
Crazy, right?
There's no warning. That's crazy. Wow.
So I just wanted everybody to know I'm good, so people don't blow up your inbox and blow up mine. Hello, I'm alive.
Did you even get to brush your teeth or anything before you got rushed out of the house?
That's crazy that I got up and I did all that and then dropped my kids off, and I came home and I was getting ready for the show. Setting my area up and everything, and then was testing out my husband's new Quest VR thing, and then we get an alert, and it says evacuate immediately, and we were like, all right. I didn't even grab any shoes. I came outside with no shoes on.
Wait, you're still barefoot?
I have on socks, but they don't match.
Oh shit. We need to do a fit check. Fit check.
No.
We need an OOTD from Soonie. Outfit of the day. Tsunami fit of the day. God.
No, I look pretty bummy right now, but
Yeah.
we got out of the house and we're good.
Yeah. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Who cares what you look like?
Well, I'm gonna let you get back to the show. I just wanted to pop on real quick.
All right, cool. Well, keep us posted if you're headed back home and you guys are given the all clear.
All right, guys, see you.
All right, bye. All right. So you guys heard from her. She alive. She alive. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, if it were me, okay, and it was about to be a tsunami, end of the world, I would at least would have grabbed my makeup bag and a hat or something. Now, Soonie doesn't wear makeup, okay, so I'm not telling her she should have done this, but that would have been me, okay. I would have been like, I gotta go. I gotta meet my maker. I gotta meet my maker looking good, honey. Okay. Oh, anyways. All right. So what should we start with? Let's start with the easy one. Let's start with LIZZO. Okay, let's start with LIZZO. Let me just go to this post, the original post that she made. Hopefully I saved it. If not, I'll go to her her page. There was also a reaction from Azalea Banks as well, and a dancer of Lizzo's that I want to talk about too. So let me just go to Lizzo's Instagram page so we can pull up her post regarding this topic. Okay. Let's see if she kept it up there. Oh Lord, there's more videos. Did she take down? Did she take down? Oh wait, no, here it is. Okay. So this was the original post that she put up I don't know how many days ago. It's a couple days ago. Okay. So it says, I'm getting tired of putting up with being dragged by everyone in my life and on the internet. All I want is to make music and make people happy and help the world be a little better than how I found it. But I'm starting to feel like the world doesn't want me in it. I'm constantly up against lies, being told about me for clout and views, being the butt of the joke every single time because of how I look, my character being picked apart by people who don't know me and disrespecting my name. I didn't sign up for this shit. I quit. Okay. So let me break this down a little bit. Now, first, I want to say, I think I mentioned this on the show when I watched it, but there is if it's not on Netflix, it's on Hulu, but there was a documentary that LIZZO just put out and I actually watched it. And it was quite interesting. And I got to see a different side of LIZZO that we don't get to kind of see in the public eye or on her page. Okay. Because as you know, on her page, she's shaking her ass at NBA games in fishnet stockings and G-string underwear. So I'm going to get to that in a second. Okay. But in regards to the documentary, and I think it's just like, it's LIZZO. I literally think it's just called LIZZO. Okay. It was kind of sad in that documentary because it goes through how she started off as a little girl. She was always this chubby kid, which I can totally relate to. She wasn't the prettiest or most popular girl. Totally can relate to that as well. So that's kind of what kept me interested in watching it. But as the documentary takes you through the progression of her fame, you really see how the fame weighs on her, okay? Because she alludes to the fact that she does not get to make music the way she would like to make music. It even got to a point where she wrote a whole album, and then when she presented it to the record executives, they were like, no, this is not it. We're not gonna invest in this. So you need to go back and do something else. And, they wanted the record to be a certain way, and it wasn't how she wanted to put it out. I think her style is actually quite different from what we see LIZZO do. And first, the first person I thought of when I was watching this documentary, who I feel like had a very similar trajectory in her career, was Katy Perry. If you guys knew Katy Perry from the beginning, like, she was like this Christian. I think her father was like a pastor or something like that. She was like playing guitar, writing very like Christian biblical music, all about God, all about the Lord. And then all of a sudden, like the demons took over and she was wearing devil horns and eating at a table full of like skeletons and I don't know what. Okay. Like it totally took a dark turn. And I think now we have seen enough of the industry and heard enough stories from the industry to know that that's kind of par for the course. Okay. So when Lizzo says, I didn't sign up for this shit, I understand that maybe when she came into it, she wasn't expecting it to be this way. But you have to know that this is how it goes. If you want to be famous and you want your records to be played and you want to win awards, there is a game that you have to play. Okay. I'm not anywhere near the level of fame as Lizzo, but just the amount of work that I've done in the entertainment industry, I can tell you that I am very well aware that pressure does exist, that you have to be a certain way. You have to be able to mold yourself into what the industry and what the times kind of demand of people. So that part really kind of threw me off. Okay. She says, I'm getting tired of putting up with being dragged by everyone in my life and on the internet. So it sounds like she's also going through some personal stuff in her own personal life where she's also experiencing this. Now, as far as the internet goes, the internet can be a very cruel place. I agree with her. It's tough. And even though Lizzo, sweetie, you give us a lot of stuff to drag you about. Okay. You give us a lot of stuff to drag you about. Like you be doing the most sometimes, Lizzo. So I need you to take a little bit of personal responsibility for that, because you can't sit here and play the victim and then at the same time give us this crazy content. Like I said, of you wearing fishnet stockings and a G-string at an NBA game and shaking your ass. Like nobody at the NBA game paid to see that. But yet you show up knowing there's going to be cameras, knowing everybody's going to see you because you're in the front row, and you shake your ass in a bunch of fishnet stockings, and you're a big girl, right? So nobody's going to miss you. Everybody's going to talk about it. And I guess it's just par for the course. Like if you don't want that, then do what people like Denzel Washington do, right? Like they stay out of the limelight, and he's super successful, but he stays out of the limelight. He's a very private person, right? Think about that. She said, all I want to do is make music and make people happy and help the world be a little better than how I found it. Well, I don't know if, again, by your actions, you're necessarily helping the world be a little better, especially when you're telling young girls, even though now you've gotten on some type of weight loss drug and you've lost some weight, telling young girls that being fat and unhealthy is beautiful and okay, right? Celebrating things like transgenderism is acceptable and okay. I don't agree with you that is making the world a little better than you found it. Okay. Clearly the way you found it seems to be a lot better than what it is now. So whatever contribution you think you're making, I'm not sure if it's enough. She says she's starting to feel like the world doesn't want her in it. I don't think that's true. I would never say that about anybody, that I don't want you in this world. But maybe you definitely need to take a step back. She's constantly up against lies being told about her for clout and views. I'm sure she is, but again, people can only make up so many lies about you based on the information and content you provide for us. Okay. I don't see people making up lies about Denzel Washington. Why? Because we don't ever see Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington minds his business and he keeps it classy. I personally think you are addicted to the chaos and the attention. You just don't like the type of chaos and attention that you're getting. Being the butt of the joke every single time because of how I look. Again, you, even being a big girl, you could classy it up a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like I'm about to show you a video, and it's like, and she's talking about addressing this actual statement. And the first thing I thought is like, why you got to come on here with your titties hanging out? Why you got to come out here in a bathing suit? Like, why? Like, you couldn't just put on like a jeans and a t-shirt or a sweatshirt or something, like a normal outfit, and come out and say this? You had to come out in this outfit. You'll see it in a second. She says, my character, what character, is being picked apart by people who don't know me and disrespecting my name. I agree about that. There's people that will talk about you that don't know you. But if you want us to know you or a different you, then show that to us, okay? Because right now, I don't think anybody's really impressed, okay? All right. So that is the post that came out initially. Now, mind you, here's LIZZO's page, okay? This is the video that I saw. I haven't seen this one, so we'll watch this one together. But this is like, why couldn't she come out in this outfit? Like, this would have been okay. This would have been okay. But no, like it. She does this type of stuff. She comes out in this. Look at this. Look at this. You want us to think you have good character. And this is what you are giving us. You're mad because people are talking shit about you and making you the butt of jokes. And this is what you're giving us. Here we go. Like, why? Why do we have to do all this? Why do you got to have your pants down to your knees? You couldn't just post, but like, pull the pants up, pull them up. That's all. Look at this. Look at this. You guys. She brings it on herself. Okay. She brings it on herself. Like, don't let her fool you. Now you can see she's losing some weight. She got a cute haircut, but why you got to be here grabbing your boobs, right? Why you got to be here making all these seductive faces? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's a nice outfit, but look you're a big girl. Like, you need to bring this hem down a couple inches. Okay. And then we could talk about character and class and all this other stuff. Here she is again. She has like this obsession with being in her bra and underwear with her boobs hanging out. I mean, need I say more? Like, is this not making my point? Is this not making my point? Okay, so now let's go to the video today. Let's go to the video today. Let's see what she's got to say. First of all, nobody's paying attention, okay? Everybody's just like, what's going on? Men are looking at your cleavage, your thighs. They're like, what's going on? She's going to keep being her. All right. Let's see this one before we comment. You guys couldn't hear that? Was I not sharing the audio? Hold on. Do I need to replay that? My bad. I'm sorry, you guys. You should have spoke up. You should have spoke up sooner. Okay, we'll replay it. Here you go.
I want to make this video because I just need to clarify. When I say I quit, I mean I quit giving any negative energy attention. What I'm not going to quit is the joy of my life, which is making music, which is connecting to people, because I know I'm not alone. In no way, shape, or form am I the only person who is experiencing that negative voice that seems to be louder than the positive. If I can just give one person the inspiration or motivation to stand up for themselves and say they quit letting negative people win, negative comments win, then I've done even more than I could have hoped for. With that being said, I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to keep being me. Once again, I just want to say thank you. The love that I've received, whew, means more than you know.
All right. So that was that that video in response to this comment down here. Does anybody else, or is it just me because I edit videos all the time? Does anybody else like always try to like catch how edited a video was? If you didn't catch it, there was at least 14 edits in that one little clip. So clearly Lizzo, I think, struggled with her words on that one, which is fine. This is fine. You know, we don't edit this because this is live. So, but you know, it's part of it. But I just found it interesting because as I was listening to what she was saying, I was kind of like, you're not really saying anything, right? Like you came out with this big, bold statement about, you know, being dragged. Like you didn't you didn't really expand on what you meant by that. You know, your inner circle and the internet and, you know, how exactly are you making people happy? Like I would have wanted her to give a little bit more to us, right? I feel like what really happened is Lizzo probably got a little tipsy, got a little drunk, wrote this post, and then was like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. And now I got to go back and like I got to backtrack it. But this video right here is just her doing a post for her clothing line Yeti. I don't know what it is. Yeti, I think it is. And trying on different bathing suits. So we can just kind of skip that. But as far as Lizzo's concerned, my heart goes out to her, like as a human, on a human compassion level, because I can really tell she's struggling. I can look at her here and compare it to kind of what I saw in that Lizzo documentary when she wasn't performing for the internet. And, you know, she's sitting here again, trying to convince people that are watching her and little girls that look up to her and young women that look up to her that she wants you to be okay with being you. But yet she's coming on here with, you know, about 18 inches of hair weave, probably some fake eyelashes, definitely some fake nails. You know, she's exposing her boobs because she probably doesn't feel like unless she does that, nobody's going to watch the video. You know, so I find it hard to believe that you want to convince these women or other people that look up to you that you're, you know, just throwing everything out the window and you're going to be like, I'm the model, you know, for self-acceptance. No, you're not. No, you're not. Okay. Give us something real, Lizzo. Give us something real. But in the meantime, I'm pretty sure we're going to get the same content from good old Lizzo. If I'm wrong, I'll come on here and I'll backtrack. But that's what I observed. Okay, let's talk about Transgender Visibility Day. Now, I have a couple of things I want to read about what it is. International Transgender Visibility Day. And I want to show a video from The View about them talking about it. I think I have a couple of videos from The View about different stuff that I definitely want to bring up. But first, let me read the proclamation that was put out by the White House. I say by the White House because I truly do not think it was actually put out by the president, because he was asked about it and he didn't seem to know what they were talking about. So he seemed very lost. So yeah, they're invincible the rest of the year. Birdman said, for sure, right? Like, I feel like every day is Transgender Visibility Day because you can't help but notice, you know, like we're forced to look at it. All right. So this is the post that went out from the White House. I had to literally look this up, you guys, because I was seeing everybody share it. And I was like, there is no way this is real. Okay. There is no way. So I'm going to read this because I know it's kind of small. and then we're going to talk about it a little bit more. So, on Transgender Visibility Day, Easter, we honor the extraordinary courage and contributions of transgendered Americans and reaffirm our nation's commitment to forming a more perfect union, where all people are created equal and treated equally throughout their lives. I'm proud that my administration has stood for justice from the start, working to ensure that the LGBTQ1+ community can live openly in safety with dignity and respect. I'm proud to have appointed transgender leaders. Those are probably the people that wrote this little memo to my administration, and to have ended the ban on transgender Americans serving openly in our military. I'm proud to have signed historic executive orders that strengthen civil rights protections in housing, employment, healthcare, education, the justice system, and more. I'm proud to have signed the Respect for Marriage Act into law, ensuring that every American can marry the person they love. Transgender Americans are part of the fabric of our nation. No, they're not. Whether serving their communities or in the military, raising families, or running businesses, they help America thrive. How so? They deserve and are entitled to the same rights and freedoms as every other American, including the most fundamental freedom to be their true selves. But extremists is code for MAGA people, Trump supporters, all that other stuff. Extremists are proposing hundreds of hateful laws that are targeted and terrify transgender kids and their families, silencing teachers, banning books, and even threatening parents, doctors, and nurses with prison for helping parents get care for their children. These bills attack our most basic American values: the freedom to be yourself, the freedom to make your own healthcare decisions, and even the right to raise your own child. It is no surprise that the bullying and discrimination that transgendered Americans face is worsening our nation's mental health crisis, leading half of transgendered youth to consider suicide in the past year. That's a very, I'm going to keep reading, but that's a very dangerous statement because, and Merlandon, I'll let you in just a second. It's a very dangerous statement because, you know, we have showed many, many times statistics that prove that suicide rates amongst transgendered people are high, not because the world doesn't accept them, but because they got convinced that by changing their gender in their minds or physically and going on these medications that completely ruin them for the rest of their lives. We had Abel Garcia on the show. Please go watch that interview if you didn't watch that. He was a detransitioner who spoke about the horrors that he went through and how quickly they were to convince him to change his identity, to the point where he mutilated his body. He took medication that forever affected the performance of his body, okay? Physically, visually, all kinds of ways. It was just terrible to hear his story. And he even posted about this, that this was disgusting. But it is very, very dangerous of him to make this statement up, to say that transgendered kids are committing suicide at an alarming rate because they're not accepted by society. That is not the case whatsoever. Let me be clear. All of these attacks are un-American and must end. No one should have to brave just to be brave, just to be themselves. At the same time, my administration is working to stop the bullying and harassment of transgendered children and their families. The Department of Justice has taken action to push back against extreme and un-American state laws targeting transgendered youth and their families. And the Department of Justice is partnering with law enforcement and community groups to combat hate and violence. My administration is also providing dedicated emergency mental health support through our nationwide suicide and crisis lifeline. Any LGBTQ1+ young person in need can call 988 and press 3 to speak with a counselor trained to support them. We are making public services more accessible for transgendered Americans. Meanwhile, our poor veterans are suffering to get healthcare and attention at the VA. Americans, including with more inclusive passports, and easier access to Social Security benefits. There's much more to do. I continue to call on Congress to pass the Equality Act to codify civil rights protection for LGBTQ1 plus Americans. Today, we send a message to all transgendered Americans. You are loved. You are heard. You are understood. You belong. You are American, and my entire administration and I have your back. Now, therefore, I, Joseph Biden, yada, 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 proclaim March 31st as Transgender Day of Visibility. I call upon all Americans to join us in lifting up the lives and voices of transgender people through our nation and to work towards eliminating violence. Okay, so when Jean-Claude Pierre, I don't know what, I can't remember her name, the one at the White House, the press secretary. So when she was asked about this, okay, she said, Transgendered Visibility Day has existed since 2010. Okay. We all know, this is what she said. We all know that the day that Easter falls on moves. So it just so happened to fall on the same day. Okay. Yeah. The problem is that you literally wrote a proclamation of it. Okay. Which, why do we have to do that? And number two, I didn't see anything about Easter. I didn't see anything about the resurrection of Jesus. Okay. You're going to see this video from The View in a little bit, but they describe him to be the most Catholic president of our time. Whatever. All right, Merlandon, I'll bring you in so you can comment. What's up?
I feel like they are really like, they playing in everybody's face as far as people like us. They literally playing in our faces.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's like they keep saying it's been in place since 2009, but like you just out of here shit about Easter. And the thing is, you ban certain themes, quote unquote Christian themes, at the White House for the egg hunt.
Mm-hmm.
That's not getting talked about either, but we upset for no reason.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It really is an attack on us. It's a slap in our face. I mean, there's endless things to be upset about it. It's ridiculous. And I understand why people are upset. But I don't know why people were really expecting anything more. You know what I mean?
I wasn't surprised either. It's just the fact that, come on now, like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
And then I get so sick of we gotta accept those people. I don't have to accept shit that ain't real. I don't.
Exactly. And that's the problem with like what he was saying is it's like you have to accept these people. You have to love these people. You have to support what they're doing. You have to recognize them. You have to see them. They have to be seen. This is the problem with it. And I think like this is what shows like The View don't understand is this is where people get upset and outraged is the forcing of it.
And then they not even just that. It went from them having a whole month, which is June, to them having days in other months.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they got by damn near 200 days now. Once you add the days all up, it's like 200.
Oh, I know. No, I know. It's ridiculous. Like, I think they get more than like Black History Month. They get more than, and to say this, I'm going to say this is honestly, I think we should do away with all the days that recognize any group of people, right? For whatever reason. Like we don't need it. I think if you want to celebrate it in your own community with your people that observe like the Holocaust or whatever, like, do we have a day off or a month to remember 9/11? No.
Huh?
No.
That was go to work on 9/11.
Exactly. So, I just say I think we should just do away with all days. I personally could care less. I don't, as a Latina woman, I don't care about any days that represent Hispanic people. They don't mean anything to me.
Same with me with Black History Month. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
And then
I know.
like I sit up and say, if people want to get mad at me when I sit up and say them type of people is the most privileged in America, which they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they certainly have become. That's for sure. That is for sure. And like Soonie said, it's because they have quite literally hijacked the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
They have hijacked it.
Yeah.
So
Everything is racism and slavery for everything.
Yep. Everything. Yeah. All righty. Well, thanks for coming on. You can come back on if there's anything else you want to comment on.
You know I will.
All right. Bye.
All right.
All right. Let me go to the comments. Bring back. What does it say? Bring back, don't ask, don't tell. I agree. Like, you could have been in the military. Like, put your dress on when you get home. You know, like, it's funny. Like, he didn't bring up that Sam Britton guy that works in his that worked in his cabinet. Remember the dude that we talked about that was bald, wearing dresses and lipstick, and then they found him at the airport, you know, going through people's luggage and stealing items from there. They didn't talk about that guy. And he worked for him. Is he part of the fabric of America? FYI, our tax dollars are paying for them to transition in the military. Yes, I know. And, you know, I'm pretty sure our tax dollars outside of the military are also paying for these kids to transition in one way or another, right? Because I only can imagine how many kids probably want to get these surgeries and their parents don't want to, you know, support them in that journey, or the insurance doesn't pay for it. Although I think all insurances pay for it now. So the cost does end up going onto the American people. If you are less than 0.1% of the population, and if you attempt it, it'll show big numbers, but they aren't as big as they make it out to be. Yeah, I agree. What's up, Heather B? Happy birthday. Everybody say happy birthday to my friend, Heather B. Her birthday was actually on Easter, so it's not Trans Visibility Day to me. It's Heather B's birthday and Easter. No, she's April Fool's. Sorry. My bad. But anyways, it was her birthday. Yesterday. Apparently, veterans aren't loved or heard. I know. It's really, really sad. Smash that like button. April is the month of the military child, but we don't hear about that. April is the month of the military child. I don't know what that means. I read they call it rage bait, get people all upset so they can come back and say, see, they hate all of you. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. It's like the same, it's along the same lines as like the racism discussion, right? It's all geared for us to hate one another, to fear one another. This is what I was talking about at the beginning of the show, is the entire goal of the people that have created this world of that we're on right now, YouTube, the internet, right? The world of clickbait. It's all rooted in devil, okay? It's all rooted in evil, okay? Because if there's one thing the devil wants from you, is for you to be fearful, hateful, angry, uneasy, okay? And that's all this creates. That's all this creates. I truly, listen, I think if you are of age, and of age I mean like 18 and over, and you want to change your gender, you want to chop off your body parts, you want to have whatever, you know, surgery, you want to wear whatever clothes, you do you. All I ask is that it doesn't get shoved in my face. That's all I'm saying. I think that's all we're all saying, you know, is I don't have to accept you and your lifestyle. Okay. All right. Birdman said the Defense Department celebrates military children during the month of April. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, I was a military child, and I don't remember that. Transgender visibility. Okay, so I want to play the video from The View. If I can find it. I thought I saved this. Hold on, peoples. Hold on. Okay, yeah, here it is. All right. We got Whoopi up on the screen. I'm going to share my audio. This video is is a couple minutes. I'm going to play as much as I feel like playing, but take a look at this.
Apparently, March 31st, I don't know whether y'all are aware of this, has been designated as a Transgender Day of Visibility since 2009. okay?
Yes.
This year, all right? This year, it happened to coincide with Easter Sunday. So cue the pearl clutching from the conservative media. Clip.
This is a clear effort and a coordinated effort to remove God from our society and to replace God with false gods. And in this instance, it's the trans community. They clearly want us to bow at the altar of the trans community instead of bow to God.
If you have a whole calendar, 365 days of the year, and the transgender community purposely chooses the day of Jesus' death or his resurrection, whatever Easter weekend, that seems like a shot. A purposeful shot.
If you're going to commemorate godlessness, at least have some respect for Christians and wait to do so another day. The left already celebrates godlessness 24/7 anyway, so an internationally designated day, week, or month is frankly redundant.
The fact that you're saying this to the most Catholic president we've had in years
since Kennedy
is extraordinary.
The fact that she said that with a straight face is extraordinary. The most Catholic president, just because he proclaims to be the most Catholic president. And yes, I agree, Birdman, the View is trash. Doesn't make it true. Does not make it true. Nothing about Joe Biden is Catholic or is anywhere rooted anywhere near God and godly principles. It is. And I say that lightly because I really don't believe Joe Biden is running the show. I think he's like literally a puppet. He doesn't know what he ate for breakfast. But they make this man out to be like, you talk about Trump people worshiping. Okay. I don't know how The View does it with a straight face when they talk about Biden, but let's keep hearing what she says.
To me. And Republican officials like Ted Cruz to Speaker Mike Johnson also echoed these lies. Now, are they intentionally misleading Americans or are they just dumb?
They're misleading. They are misleading.
First, let's just talk about the hypocrisy. They're saying that this is sacrilegious when they are worshiping a man who was accused of sexual assault.
Well, he was found liable.
Okay? Who runs around with a Bible that he's never read, who's having an affair with a porn star while his wife is home nursing a baby. So shut up already, all right? That's one thing. Number two, President Biden, they handed them this baloney that they're on with Fox and everywhere else. He handed it to them because he's a good person. That's why. Because he wants to show that he supports a group of people that is under attack in this country. Yes. And if Trump gets in, they will be even more under attack. Yes. So that's what's happening.
Can I say something about this?
Sure.
I am so angry about this, because they are misrepresenting the message of Jesus. They are misrepresenting Catholicism, Christianity.
Here we go. The devil herself is going to tell us the message of Jesus.
Yeah. You know, the trans community is 1.6% of our community. And if you know anything about Jesus, you know that he welcomed lepers. He welcomed prostitutes. He welcomed the least desirables among us in the society at that time. I was in church on Easter Sunday, and our entire homily at St. Charles Borromeo here in Harlem was about Jesus and about how he got up.
Okay, so I'm no biblical expert, okay? Yes, Jesus ministered to the lepers and the prostitutes and whoever else, the undesirables, but he didn't say, stay this way. We're going to worship you and accept you for who you are. That is not what he said. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know some of y'all are much more versed in the Bible than I am. Okay, you can probably give me a verse. I don't have a verse for this. Okay, but I'm pretty sure he was trying to get them to come to him. Okay, so they could repent in their sinful ways. Right? He didn't say, hey, stay a prostitute. I'll love you anyways. You know, I'm sure because he's Jesus, he's going to love, right? But accept that you're saved? Absolutely not. Okay. So she's totally misrepresenting what the Bible says. So Sonny, I don't know how often you go to church, but maybe you need to pay attention a little bit more.
because of us and for us, and he gave his life for us. And so for them to be so hypocritical in the name of Jesus is blasphemy.
And by
you
the
ought to
way,
be ashamed of yourself.
wait a minute. All right. I just want to say one more thing. The 10 Commandments, the first commandment, if I recall from my Catholic school upbringing, is I am the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not have false gods before me. And then this guy gets on TV and says he's like Jesus, and they buy this. Buy this. That's the first commandment, okay?
Yes. Well, I echo the sentiments of everyone at this table. I'd also like to issue a PSA to warn people next year Easter falls on 4/20, which is the highest.
So she's bringing up that Easter next year falls on 4/20, which is the day that people, I don't know what y'all do. Weed smokers like smoke more weed, celebrate weed. 4/20, I guess, is like the symbol for marijuana smoking. I don't know, because I don't do any of that, but she's trying to, bring that up and kind of change the subject a little bit. Yes, CVL, she named all the people Jesus healed. Exactly. Ella Lewis said Jesus healed and forgave their sins and said, go sin no more. Exactly. So how are they comparing that to what Joe Biden is doing and calling it biblical or whatever, Catholic or whatever you want to say? Because the key word there was go sin no more. Like they're literally going, yeah, you just keep on sinning and we're going to love you through it anyways. We're going to keep accepting you.
It is the highest of holy days, and I'm sure they'll get the same outreach
for people like myself.
So they will
it's a
come
high
for you
holy
too.
Day. It's a weird day. But also keep in mind that this is some advance notice, just in case they're listening. Next year, Easter's on the 20th. It's also Lima Bean Respect Day.
How dare they? How dare
It's
they?
also National Pineapple Upside Down Day.
Wow. How about Bible Upside Down Day?
No, it's National Cheddar
Devil.
Fries Day. And it's also Chinese Language Day. So you see, there are days that take up all of our days. And it's been like this forever. The mere fact that they know nothing about the God they profess to love is not a shock.
They know nothing.
He's
not
such
a
a
shock,
hypocrite. He
but
thinks
you know
Mary
what?
Magdalene is a 10.
Well, can I just, if I may have a chance to speak at our table, I simply wanted to say.
So this woman here, let's see what she's got to say. So she is the only conservative at on this group. She this is her words. She's a conservative, yet she does a lot of defending of Joe Biden. And she doesn't speak very conservatively to me.
It's deliberately dishonest. I tried to disconnect this weekend, so I wasn't really checking, but I had some family texting like, this seems odd. It took me 30 seconds to Google and know that for 15 years, March 31st has been Trans Day of Visibility. And by the way, Joe Biden hosted the Easter egg roll.
Yes,
he went to Easter Mass, and he put out a proclamation on Easter. It is so absurd, and they know better.
And what was Trump doing that day? What did he tweeted like what?
He was rage tweeting at a judge.
Rage tweeting.
And finally, there was also an attack on churches that welcome the trans community. That day, to Sonny's point, there's nothing less in touch with the gospel than wanting to bring in as many people to hear the good news.
Well, because they forget. See, this, if you don't get it, and I know people give us a lot of stuff because they think that we also have no idea. I know there's a legal note. I'm going to get to it.
I always love that. They are like, the producer is like waving his hands like, you have to say the legal note or we're going to get sued. And it's always the same legal note because the only thing they have on Trump, which they state it completely out of context, is the Stormy Daniels, is the Bible comment, is the, what's her name? The one that the tree monster that claims he groped her in a dressing room that got like $84 million. Okay. They always bring the exact same things up. So they always have to give this legal note.
But, we have our beliefs in God. We know the difference between what it says and what it doesn't. And regardless of what you think of us, at least we read our damn Bibles. So you gotta leave it.
We read it every day.
I don't do that.
Let me calm down. I have a legal note.
Yeah.
Trump has pleaded not guilty and denied any criminal wrongdoing and said he never had an affair with Stormy Daniels.
Apparently,
I always love doing. I always love when she has to read that, and they always make her read it because she's the attorney on the group. Okay, so let me go into the comments here. I think I read the one that I got up here. What Jesus did is not what Christians do today. A lot of Christians condemn gays, etc., as if they're God, and that's wrong. God will judge you for judging them, and you sin. So I think as a Christian, I know as a Christian, it is our job to preach the word of Jesus, right? To preach the gospel to people, to warn them. That is our job. It is not our job to condemn, but you can certainly make a judgment, okay? And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there's anything in the Bible that says you cannot make a judgment on somebody that is behaving in a sinful manner. What you cannot do is condemn them, right? It is your job to try to help them just as Jesus would do, but obviously we can't force anybody, right? So again, I'm putting the legal note, the disclaimer in there that I am no biblical expert. I do not pertain to be. My biblical expert is not here right now. But that's my thoughts about that. All right. Birdman says, you can judge if you do so righteously. It says that in the Bible. So there you go. Judge, not condemn. Exactly. When you get saved, you're supposed to change the way your ways, not stay the same. Exactly. These women are disgusting. I 100% agree. But you know what? They're such good content. You know what I mean? They're such good content. Ella Lewis. So you guys seem to be having a debate here in the comment section. If any two people want to come on and debate it on here rather than going back and forth in the comments, you're welcome to come on here. I just posted the link to join. So if you want to come on here and debate with somebody, you're welcome to. These women are pure evil, the devil incarnate. I agree. Yes, you're not living in sin. Yes, if you're not living in sin, you can judge righteously. Whoopi is always saying something crazy that makes no sense. Yeah, I agree. Why have we adopted anyone on TV as a subject matter expert on anything? Oh, I know. All right. Birdman is giving us a Bible scripture here. John 7:24 tells us, do not judge according to appearance, but judge with righteousness, judgment. The Bible has told us to judge, but we are to judge by what is right. There you go. Straight from the Bible. Straight from the Bible. Heather B says, not our place to condemn or judge, but to help them. God will be the judge in the end. Yeah, I mean, I think both are true. Like what Birdman said in John 7:24, do not judge according to appearance, but judge with righteous judgment. That's straight from the Bible, so I agree with that, but I also agree it is our job to help them, which is what I also said. It's our job to minister to them and to provide them with some type of guidance. But ultimately, it's up to them what they do, right? And again, when we talk about what is love is correction, right? Love is saying to this person, I think you're not doing things correctly here. You're wrong. That is, if done in that way, it is done in love. You are showing love. You are showing love to that person. It may not be what they want to hear, but you are showing love. According to the Bible, to judge is to identify the truth. Yep. The Bible says, judge ye lest ye be judged. That's from the Old Testament. All right, Heather B, teach them, but they still have the free will to choose, as we all do. You can judge righteously only if you're not doing the same sin as that person, according to Jesus. Yeah, I mean, but think about it this way too, is like, we're all sinners, you know? So I know some people that say like, I'm a sinner. I sin all the time. I'm never going to judge somebody. Okay. Again, it wouldn't be right if you were performing the same sin as the person you are trying to minister to, right? Like you should be fixing yourself first and then trying to help somebody else. Like you can't help somebody else if you if you ain't got it right yourself, you know. Like there's stuff I just don't speak on because I'm not perfect. You know, I'm not living that I'm not walking that walk perfectly. And I'm okay with that, you guys. Like, again, I don't answer to anybody else. Okay. At the end of the day, I got to stand before my maker. I got to answer whatever questions. I got to be the one to speak for myself. Okay. Yes, it is great to have people that are knowledgeable in what the word says, and people that maybe are walking the walk the way they're supposed to do it. That is amazing if they can do it. But just know, like, I really don't believe just because you're going to church every Sunday makes you qualified to minister to me necessarily. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that do that, and I know that people get quite annoyed with that. Oh shit, I got all my girls in here. Angela's in here. Damn. See, because they go to church regularly. These girls be up in the church. Okay, Birdman says, in fact, the Bible tells us, do you not know that the saints will judge the world? 1 Corinthians 6:2. Angela says, I think you can minister while we are trying to live Christ-like. Our ministers and pastors are human too. Yeah, but they be some of the worst, man. The ministers and the pastors be some of the worst. Love you too. I don't know. Is anybody else like, I'm so annoyed with church these days. And like I grew up Catholic. So like I grew up in a much different church. Like Catholics, they really just like, church is just like very serious, and a lot of kneeling, a lot of up and down. It's very, very it's not the party, okay, that you see in a lot of Christian churches. And I remember when I first came to Dallas, that was like my first exposure to churches like that, like where they were like huge, and there was like, a bunch of people on the stage singing in the choir. They were like literally putting on shows like you were at like a Kanye West concert. They were trying to make it cool. That was like my very first experience with some of that stuff. And while it's kind of cool, I feel like it's so far from what it should be, but I understand like why they do it, because they're trying to like bring the younger groups in. But yeah, I don't know. I don't enjoy church. I really don't enjoy going to church. And I don't believe you have to go to a church. I believe that you can have church with yourself. And that's just personally what I like to do. I know some people love to go to church. People love that stuff. All right. Let's see. Am I done with the comments from the view? Let me just make sure. Oh, I know. Okay, so there was I got to show this to you guys, okay? I got to show this to you guys because this woman was literally batshit crazy on the view, and I was just like, what am I freaking seeing here? Okay, so you guys know Kathy Griffin, yes? Kathy Griffin is the redheaded comedian, and she became really famous when she held up a bloody Trump head, remember? And she like got banned from airplanes for it. So she went on The View, okay? You're going to be like blown away by this interview. I know I'm playing a lot of stuff for you guys, but I'm trying to keep you entertained. And this is like the stuff I can never get away with when Sootie's here, because like she just doesn't have the patience for me. She just does not have the patience for me. So I'm going to do all the stuff that I want to do, and I'm going to show you guys all these like things that I see. I'm going to literally show you like what I save in my my little saved. I need to like go back to it and show everybody on the show. But we never get time to. We're going to do that today. Let me just address these last few comments, and then we'll go to the Kathy Griffin video, because you guys are going to die. Okay. She's batshit crazy more than ever. Okay. Angela said, my first church experience ended when the mega church pastor was exposed with 7 mistresses. Gross, and turned me off. Now it's not about that pastor like the church made it out to be. Wow. 7 mistresses. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? Now that would be a scandal I would be there for. Let me just tell you, since I have my girls in here, Angela and Heather, put a 1 in the comments if you guys would be interested in a show where we talk about nothing but like crime stories. Okay. Like the Gabby Petito type crime stories. that mother in Utah that like sent her kids off to some crazy woman and they found her kids like wandering around in the desert and like they were mistreated. Or that guy that they recently, like the cops got called to his house and like his parents like found a severed head in his closet. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys would be interested in me doing a show on my Let's Talk Darling page where me, Ange, and Heather, okay, get on there and you guys get to like talk about these crime stories with us, because we literally spend our days obsessed. They'll tell you in the comments, Angela and Heather's in the comments. We literally spend our days obsessed and we're like texting back and forth about like all of our conspiracies. The Kate Middleton thing, like they were on that. I was like totally removed from the Kate Middleton thing because I just wasn't even interested in it. But I know that there's other people here that like enjoy crime stories and like conspiracy. The Johnny Depp trial, the Murdaugh trial, you guys, we're all over the trials. Okay, we're all over the trials, and I just feel like our text messages back and forth talking about like these crime conspiracies and all this other stuff. I feel like people would love that because I feel like a lot of people are kind of like obsessed with that stuff. So if you guys want to see that type of content, I'm more than willing to bring it to you if I can get Ange and Heather on the show. And we can put together like a fun little moment where we can all just be like chit-chatting our theories about these cases and whatnot. But we got to wait for like a really good case. I'm praying for the Diddy case. I wish I would have thought about this when Gabby Petito was going on. But me and the girls were like on a road trip to Colorado at the time. Y'all, like the road trip to Colorado, we were so annoying the entire road trip because it was like us three completely involved in this case. And like there was another girl with us and she totally was not involved. Like I'm sure we drove her crazy because all we could do was talk about it. But the Diddy case will be a juicy, juicy case to watch. And we all love to watch trials. Okay. So Angela, you know, she's got the time. Well, she can find the time. Heather can find the time. Like we all have like jobs that allow us to just have a court case or a trial just like running on the side. So yeah, I'm seeing some interest in this. So girls, this weekend when we get together for Heather's birthday, let's talk about this possibility over dinner and drinks for sure. Okay, so Michelle says the Catholic Mass is very serious, somber, yes, and heavy, ingrained with rituals. The best church I ever went to was Baptist, upbeat and celebration. You get to dance and worship music. Yeah, Baptist churches are wild. Okay, Luke 6:36-7. Be ye therefore merciful as your Father also is merciful. Judge not, and ye shall not be judged. Condemn not, and ye shall not be condemned. Forgive, and ye shall be forgiven. Yeah, exactly. See, I can't read the Bible with all these ye's and y'alls and all these other. I can't. That Old Testament, y'all, has me. I get lost in those words. Okay, LL, he would like crime shows. Cool. Heather and Angela clearly voted, so that's 3 votes. Michelle gave us a 1. Birdman, you watch crime shows? Okay, another 1. Cool. Oh my gosh, we have another show in the making over here. Michelle says the interesting case is going to be the one for the guy that killed the 4 college students. Can't remember his name. Yes, in Utah. Yeah. So is that case going to be televised though, is my question. That is wild. Okay. I've been watching that. Okay. Yeah. If you don't judge on the righteousness, then yes, that applies. I love how we're going back and forth between Bible scriptures and crime shows. You guys are my people. Okay. That New Testament, y'all. Okay. Change your version, Mo. There's 7 million. Change your version. 7 million. What do you mean 7 million? What you talking about? It was King James. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Right. I need the NLV. Too many ye's and thous. Exactly. Elizabeth gave us a 1. All right, cool. It will be televised. Awesome. Okay. Encore TV. All right, cool. And yeah, it's wild. Those 4 college kids. I watched all the train stuff with Emily D. Baker. Okay, put another one in the chat if y'all watch Emily D. Baker. If you don't watch Emily D. Baker, you guys have to watch her. Like, if you don't have time to watch court cases or you need like a really good, entertaining breakdown, she is the best. Okay. Heather and Angela got me onto Emily when we were watching the Gabby Petito trial. She's awesome. Okay. She's on YouTube. She's an attorney. She does like a full breakdown. I'm pretty sure, like I'm okay, on top of being pretty much a doctor at this point with all my research on like the COVID stuff and like other things. I'm pretty close to being able to get my law degree. Just say. Thanks to Emily D. Baker. All right. Judy loves a crime TV. All right, cool. So we got Big Booty Judy. All right. Never heard of her. Oh my gosh. Law nerd for life. Okay, I'm going to show you guys. Okay. Let me open up another page really quick because I got to show you guys Emily D. Baker because I don't want you guys to miss out on this. And in preparation for our new show, ladies, Heather and Angela, what should we name our crime podcast show? Because it's going to be like nothing you guys have ever seen before. It's not like your typical crime discussion show, like where they're like going through all the facts of the case. No. We're going to be completely unhinged. Okay. We're going to be completely unhinged. There's going to be like nothing logical going on. Okay. There will be logic because we do take this very seriously, but we also tend to like really go to the wayside with our thoughts. And yeah, and I'll say this, a lot of the times we're right. I feel like Gabby Petito girls, we were like really, really close on that one. We knew something was up from the get-go. Okay, so this is the Emily D. Baker YouTube page. All right. Purple hair. She's not hard to find. Emily D. Baker. Okay. She does all the breakdowns. Amazing. Totally recommend her. Okay. Let me just really quick on these comments. You guys are killing me. And you're a neuropath for your. Oh yeah. My research on glycerin. I'm like literally. Is that what it is? A naturopath. A naturopath. Whatever it is. I am a dermatologist. Okay. Like I am all the things that I am obsessed with because I literally go down the rabbit hole. Okay. I have a long list of shows I watch, so many out there. Birdman, we may need you as a co-host eventually. I don't know. Okay, the anti-conspiracy theorist. Duh, that's the name of our chat group right now. That is okay. That's the other thing is we create a chat group, whatever conspiracy or crime we're obsessed with at the moment, we will create a chat group in our phones and we name it after that. So right now our chat group is the anti-conspiracy conspiracy theorist. So maybe that's going to be the name of our show. Crime Viewpoint with Mo and Friends. But I don't want this to be all me. Like this is truly going to be like a three person run show. There's going to be like no main person on this show. It's all of us. We're all crazy. All right. Last comment I'm going to talk about, and then we're going to move on to Kathy Griffin. Be unhinged as long as you don't play the audio of Sean Combs and Meek Mill. Oh my gosh. Yo, like that audio ruined me for life. Okay. When I say I came across it and there's like no warm up, like there's no transition into what you hear. It was the most traumatizing thing. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there is literally a video, an audio video, sorry, not a video, but an audio that is allegedly Meek Mill getting it from behind from Diddy. And he's like screaming out for his life. It is traumatizing. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about Kathy Griffin. Okay, so she is apparently like back in business with a new stand-up tour, and I think she's writing a book. Anyways, I'm not going to give this much time, but I just want you guys to hear a little bit of this because she is completely unhinged and crazy. And if you guys hear her voice, she's going to explain why her voice doesn't sound right. No sound again? Damn it. Well, at least I didn't get through the whole video. Okay, hold on. Just hold on. Man, it's hard being a one-woman show. Okay, here we go.
Alive! I made it. I'm so happy to be here.
We are thrilled that you're here.
All right, now let me explain my voice. You guys, I had lung cancer even though I never smoked. And so they had to take out half of my left lung and it altered my voice. And I don't like how you're all flaunting your 2 lungs in my face.
What? She had lung cancer? Like we didn't even know about this. Like when did she have lung cancer? She had lung cancer and they removed a lung. We heard nothing about it. I heard nothing about it.
Well, I'll do something different now.
I got a half a lung on my left side. Can you believe that?
Well, so that you can live with a half a lung.
Yes, I'm at the face of the 1.5 lunged community. I've been through hell and back, people. Hell and back.
That's right, but you are back, and that's what's important. This is your first tour in 6 years.
6 years I was out of work because of that.
She's talking about Trump.
There, I said what it was. All about a picture. A picture I took. Making fun of the president, which you're supposed to do as a comic.
Okay, so I agree. As a comic, I think they're like I'm pro comedians saying whatever they want to say. Like if the First Amendment applies to anybody, it should always be comedians because I love when comedians make fun of all the presidents, no matter who the president is. But what she got in trouble for was holding up a severed bloody head of the president of the United States. Like that goes beyond comedy in my mind.
So you're feeling pretty good about being back. It's a new groove, and you also have an announcement.
I do.
Tell.
So I'm on a 40-city tour, but today I'm adding 8 more cities, and the pre-sale code is all capitals PTSD, and one of the shows is at Carnegie Hall.
Like, do you guys see what I see? Like, she's literally crazy. The coupon code is PTSD. Like, what? Heather says the woman on The View slammed her so hard for that photo. I'm going to find that.
Wow. But this is your 7th show at
This is
Carnegie?
I like to break little records, and so I was tied with the late great Joan Rivers, who I miss every day, and she and I had both done Carnegie just as single female comics 5 times each, so I'll be breaking our record by doing it a 6th time.
Oh,
I know.
that's amazing.
So it's exciting as a chick. As a chick comic.
Yeah.
We all miss Joan.
The term in the title PTSD is not used lightly.
No.
Because you have survived so much career cancellation and a federal investigation over the Trump photo controversy.
Yeah, no-fly list,
Yeah.
Interpol list, stopped at every airport, the whole thing.
Yeah, you also, and none of these are small, a pill addiction,
a
suicide attempt,
lung
cancer.
And I was on a psych hold.
Look at this. A pill addiction, suicide attempt, lung cancer, and she was on a psych hold. Like, in what world can you convince me, okay, that being deranged and being like this woman is going to make you feel happy and content, okay? Look at her life. Like, look at her life. And I understand, like, she's a comedian and comedians, you know, typically have a lot of depression, but like, why do we keep putting this woman like on any type of platform or media tour or comedy tour or whatever?
For 3 days, and I know you can tell why, but I was on a psych hold, so it was like I was like Britney and Kanye combined. And I was like, I walked into my own act. Psych hold for 3 days.
But you also,
but now I'm in recovery. I'm sober 3.5 years.
That's amazing. You also lost your mother.
I lost my mom during COVID,
and you're going through a divorce. Not all of these
divorce.
things. But I want to know, in sincerity, how would you do
What man would leave that? And then my favorite thing is this dumbass. She's like, and I want to know in sincerity, how are you doing? Dumbass, she just told you. She had a suicide attempt, lung cancer. She was committed, and the coupon code to her comedy show is PTSD. What do you think how she's doing? Let's see what Kathy says.
Well, I will say, my girlfriends are circling the wagons.
Yes.
And what would we do without our girlfriends?
Yeah.
So it's true. It's really true.
Yeah.
And of course, my gays, as I lovingly say. And so, to be honest, I made a couple of key calls because, you know, I filed for divorce. I'm sobbing. I'm heartbroken. And so I used the bat phone and I called the one and only Jane freaking Fonda.
Oh, God. Okay. What a mess. She's a mess. I'm not going to torture you guys anymore. I'm not going to torture you guys anymore with this. Okay. So let me just see, because I just sent myself, I just want to see if The View really torched her on this. And I don't know if I'm looking. Hold on. I don't know if I'm looking at the right video, but let's see if this is the video where they torched her on this photo, or if they kept it real.
Indians are always in danger of stepping in it at some point. And right now, Kathy Griffin is knee-deep in it right now. She's sparked outrage over her gruesome photo shoot, holding a replica of the severed head of the current White House resident. And she...
See, even back then, this was, you know, what, 6 years ago? Even back then, they weren't acknowledging his name. The White House resident. And he was the president at the time of this.
quickly posted this apology. Take a look.
I sincerely apologize. I am just now seeing the reaction of these images. I'm a comic. I crossed the line. I moved the line, then I crossed it. I went way too far. The image is too disturbing. I understand how it offends people. It wasn't funny. I get it.
And sponsors have dropped her. People are calling for her to get fired, thrown in jail, and the Secret Service says they're looking into this. When you saw it, what was your response?
I thought it was bad. I thought it was awful. It wasn't funny. Like him or not, you know, and you can debate his policy. He's the president. And when I saw that, all I thought of was his kid. He has an 11 or a 12-year-old. And I thought of that child seeing that image and said, you know what? Just because you can say something doesn't mean you should, or just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And it bothered me. And I remember Ted Nugent had gotten a lot of heat. He had said back in 2012, if Barack Obama becomes the next president in November, again, I will either be dead or in jail by this time next year. And when I heard that, I was equally sick to get
heat because this president invited him to the White House.
But the Secret Service went and checked him out. The Secret Service did their job, and I get it, because this is, like him or not, you can't do this stuff with a sitting president. And
where is this woman now? The woman that's talking, I don't even know who she is. Where is this woman? They should bring her back in place of the other knucklehead that they have on The View there that's representing conservatives.
You shouldn't.
I mean, it's not just the president. He's a human. I think the point is that's an image that doesn't make anyone sit comfortably. And the fact that it's a reference to beheading, considering the times we've been in and what that symbolizes in our country, how we've dealt with that blow, that image specifically gives people a visceral reaction. So it takes you out, and
it was crazy. I mean, I was emailing Whoopi most of the night because I was thinking, is this some kind of weird performance art thing that I just don't get? I'm so offended by it. It's so vile and foul. Maybe it's funny and I just don't get it. And
what did I write you back?
You said it's just not funny.
Well, that's you know what's interesting about this is I'm probably going to go back and like research what The View says. Like whatever I'm watching, I'm going to see what they said before, if it's something that existed before, because it is so interesting to see how they have changed their tune. Now, do you think that their opinion changed, or do you think they were told to change their tune? Right? Like, it's funny. Like, I wish somebody would come on the show and be like, well, you said this before. Like, what has made it different? Let's watch a couple more minutes because I'm very intrigued by this. And then have you noticed? Like, they're all like a good 10 pounds. Well, Whoopi's probably a good 20, 30 pounds, but they're all a good 10 pounds heavier, okay, than what they are now. A lot of them are like super, super skinny. I'm just like intrigued by that. The blonde, she's an idiot, okay? She like sings such a completely different tune now. Like, it is disgusting, her opinions on some stuff. Oh, and the other chick is on Valuetainment, C. Veal says.
Not funny. It's not funny.
I mean, look, you know, Chelsea Clinton said a great thing. She said, you know, you should never talk about assassinating a president. You just don't do that. And, you know, everybody, you know, as comes, we sometimes go across the line. And she made a mistake. You know, you don't want to bring up beheading, you know, thinking of Daniel Pro. You don't want to, you know, and we've just had all of this violence happen in the last couple of days. And so it was just,
Well,
you
there's
know.
two things. I mean, we could discuss and argue whether the joke is funny, but I don't see an actual joke.
No, there is no.
I thought it was
I didn't get it.
Kathy even admitted that it
That's
wasn't
not
funny.
funny.
It's not funny. But, you know, Trump insinuated violence against Hillary at a rally one time, if you recall. He said if she gets to pick her judges, nothing you can do. Although the Second Amendment people, maybe there is, I don't know, implying that, you know, someone will shoot Hillary. And so when you talk about the children being upset, well, Chelsea Clinton, who's coming on the show today, that was a little scary for her, too.
Just isn't funny.
So, you know, and I think that the fact that Kathy is well known, people are probably putting images like this all over the place. They hang you in effigy, but because she's famous, it will hang around for a while.
But I don't think
it's helping her career in
But
the
that's
least.
the question. Like, we've had this loss of civility in our
You know what?
our
She
society.
she thought she had the audience for it. And what she discovered is it's not there. No one wants to see this. You can be as mad at him as you want to. You can say stuff about him. You can do all kinds of stuff. Nobody wants to see this. It wasn't funny. It didn't work. And she's going to now deal with the
But
consequences.
is it career ending? I mean, that was my question last night.
I don't know what ends a career anymore. I've had so many.
Anyways, well, you know, for once in my life, I'm going to give a clap to Joy with the red hair. She's probably the only one that seems pretty consistent with her views that she still has today. So everybody else is faker than a $3 bill. Okay. They're all fake, bought and paid for. Oh, okay. And I am seeing all y'all's comments in here about Barbara Walters. And yeah, that's really when that show kind of took like a dive, is when Barbara left, because it was a completely different show. And I think Whoopi and Joy were the two that still remain from the Barbara Walters era of the show. But yeah, the show was a completely different story back then. Okay. Let's move on because we've been on this for a while. And I do want to get to some of the other stuff. We're just going to go through some of the stuff that I have saved here. Okay. Do I have anybody that wants to come on and talk about this LSU game who is knowledgeable about what happened here? In the meantime, I am going to show a video from the game, but obviously I probably won't go much farther than that if I don't have anybody to talk sports with me. So here we go. Just making sure I have audio. Okay, let me set this up. Okay, so this was the Iowa and LSU game, and supposedly, so there's in the distance on the other side of the court, there is a player, and I don't think we know who the player is. At least I don't know. They walked out during the national anthem. That's what the headlines were saying. Okay, so let's play this. Right here. Okay, so you guys saw that as a very like tiny glimpse of somebody walking out. Okay, then there was this highlight. Okay.
Steal. Here is Reese. Reese leans in, and that's a charge. And number 5 on Angel Reese. Steal. Here is Reese. Reese leans in, and that's a charge. And number 5 on Angel Reese.
All right, we got Marland is here to save me. Okay, tell me about this.
What it is that when they did the national anthem, it looked like they had walked out. Like it was about a respect thing as far as if the Ohio people can do it, they can do it too. But apparently, they mysteriously went to the locker room and and didn't know that was going on, which I feel like that's a lie.
But yeah, I saw the coach say something like, "Oh, she's like, I wasn't even aware." The lady in the green suit, she said, "I wasn't even aware that the national anthem was playing," which is weird.
Yeah, that's very
Like
weird.
everybody knows when the national anthem plays, the team, the coaches, because you're supposed to stop what you're doing and you're supposed to acknowledge that.
Either stand how Ohio stood like in a line. That's how they always do it at basketball games when it comes to the national anthem.
And do they know why she was walking out? Like, was there a different reason? Like, did she have something happen that she had to? I mean, was there anything answered about why this person, I don't even know who it was that was walking out?
It looked like it was all the team. It wasn't none of them out there.
Mm.
And they all went to the locker room, which, like I said, I feel like they knew what was going on and decided to not stand for the anthem, which I feel like is disrespectful.
Yeah.
In so many ways.
Yeah. Okay. So that's okay. So thanks for explaining that. Okay. So then,
because we're none of them out there.
yeah. Okay. I didn't see that all the team was missing. I thought it was just that one person. So it was the entire team. So that's even makes it even more whack that the coach came out and said, "I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't even know the national anthem was playing." Like you should know where your team is, you know? And they do. Yeah. Checkers says national anthems are announced. They do it. Now everybody stand for the national anthem. That's
what got me about Angel Reese is after the game, after they had lost, she went and spoke. What they call? I think the conference. They speak after the game.
Yeah.
And what got me is how she was talking about she been overly criticized since she won the championship last year. She been sexualized. She been getting death threats and all of that. But I'm like, why now? Why say that now?
So
that makes sense to me on that point.
Yeah, I'm gonna play that. I have that clip, and I know, like it's kind of like with the Lizzo thing. I kind of agree with her that she's been taking a lot of heat, right? Because ever since they came out and they said, "Oh my God, P's here," see, P should come on because he's my resident sport expert and he watched this. Okay, he watched this game, but I know that she's been taking a lot of heat ever since that one game, like where they said that she was like making some type of like offensive hand gesture.
Yeah,
and
that was against her, Caitlin Clark. That's who that was against. That was against her.
Right. So like that was made a big deal of, right? When, Soonie and I talked about it, I was like, it's sports, like they don't have this. Yeah, they don't have the same energy like when it's like the guys playing, but all of a sudden, they're saying that Angel is ghetto and this, that, and the other, right? So I understand that she has been taking a lot of heat. I also commented on that, like, just I didn't feel it was ratchet on her part, but she did like a spread in Sports Illustrated, and I noticed
right there with the overly sexualized thing. I'm like,
yes,
sexualize yourself.
Well, and that's what I said too, is I was like, your people should have been bargaining for you in that deal because like I noticed like her makeup wasn't to the standard that I normally see people in Sports Illustrated, right? Like her hair wasn't to that standard. So I kind of feel like because she's a young college player, she's not some big time celebrity or some model, that they kind of like just threw like the bottom of the barrel offer to her and be like, hey, you're a hot topic. We want to put you in the magazine. And yes, she allowed that, but you have to kind of take into account that this is a young girl, she's in college, and these deals are how they make their money. Granted, she's a millionaire, I think, by this point. So let me also play the press conference on what she said because I have that clip too.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you something afterwards.
Okay. Oh, is this not the audio?
I don't really get to stand up for myself. I mean, I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time. And I just try to stand strong for my teammates because I don't want them to see me down and like not be there for them. So I just want to always just know, like, I'm still a human. Like, all this has happened since I won the national championship. And I said the other day, I haven't had peace since then. And it sucks. But I still wouldn't change. I wouldn't change anything. I don't really get to stand up. And I would still sit here and say, like, I'm unapologetically me. I'm going to always leave that mark and be who I am and stand on that. And hopefully the little girls that look up to me, and hopefully I give them some type of inspiration that, hopefully it's not this hard and all the things that come at you, but keep being who you are. Keep waking up every day. Keep being motivated, staying who you are, staying 10 toes, don't back down, and just be confident.
Okay, so I'm going to say this one thing, and then I'm going to give the floor to you. I want to draw the comparison between what she just said and what Lizzo said, because Lizzo said almost the exact same thing that she said. Okay. The difference between her and Lizzo is being a nasty, inappropriate, disgusting person. Okay. Angel Reese is being, P, I'll post the link for you, and you don't have to put your camera on. You don't have to put your camera on. I'll just send you the link and you can join and just turn your camera off. Sorry. So anyways, I feel like with her, she's being a competitive athlete is what she's doing. And people just don't like whatever energy she's bringing, which who cares, right? I think that's the world of sports. We have tons of guys on, and I'm no basketball expert, but we have tons of guys in basketball that are known for being assholes. There are tennis players. That's just what it is, right? It's the competitiveness of it all. Now, my heart goes out to this girl because I think she really is at a point in her life where she needs to make a determination if this is the life for her. Because again, this is what comes with this territory, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And she can either handle it the way Kobe did, right? Kobe was like, I'm going to let this motivate me. I don't care what y'all say. And he went and used all of that negativity, even when he had scandal in his life, to push him harder and harder and harder. And I really pray for this girl that she's able to do that, because I think that she is, I think that they are highlighting her in some weird way to make her the example of something. And I don't like what's going on there.
Yeah, to me, it's like, to a certain extent, it's like after so long, you accepted being the villain in so many ways, and that's too much for you to handle.
Yeah.
Now you the victim. That's my whole point with the whole sexualized thing.
Yeah.
When it came to that part, with the whole death threats and all of that, I don't agree with that. I don't. But when it comes to that other stuff, it's like you played a part in there. You played some parts in it.
Yeah, I mean, of course, right?
Yeah, that's my whole point, though.
Yeah, of course. I think she knows she's a competitive girl. She's a little expressive on the court, right?
Yeah.
She may be doing the most sometimes. And I think she knows that. But I think to her point is she's saying there's other things that are coming along with this that are not part of my game, my basketball, right? Like they're coming after me, they're sexualizing me, they're saying comments about me that have nothing to do with me as a player necessarily. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and I want to throw out that the governor of Louisiana, Jeff Landry, he want to now if players don't stand up for the national anthem, he want their scholarships took away. That's what he's trying to do. Yeah.
So
Jeff Landry.
Yeah. And this is a hard thing for me too, right? Because I am very passionate about people respecting the national anthem.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, again, it kind of goes hand in hand with like transgenderism and accepting, right? Like, do we need to make a big scene about the fact that you don't want to necessarily acknowledge the national anthem? You can stand, you can, get on your phone or do whatever you got to do. There's a level, I think, of respect that we should keep it at. Now, I'm not saying you need to, sing the song, put your hand over your heart, take your head off. But there is a level of respect, I think, that needs to happen. And I think that the coach's duty to hold them to that. But then on the other side of it, we go back and forth between everybody has the right to do what they want to do, as long as you're not impacting somebody else, right? So if the person next to me doesn't want to stand for the national anthem or doesn't want to like sing along or believe in the words or whatever, that's not necessarily impacting me. I can understand how people take it a certain way, because I think that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, he put on his Twitter. He put this on his Twitter. He put that my mother coached women's high school basketball during the height of desegregation. No one has a greater respect for the sport and for Coach Kim Moki, I think that's her name. However, above respect for that game is a deeper respect for those that serve to protect us and unite us under one flag. It is time that all college boards, including Regent, put a policy in place that student athletes be present for the national anthem or risk their athletic scholarship. This is a matter of respect that all college coaches should instill.
And that was who that said that?
Jeff Landry on his Twitter.
Oh, that's his tweet. Okay.
Yeah, he said that at 9:00 this morning.
So P couldn't come on because he's in the gym, but he says to what Jeff Landry said, that's not going to happen. He says it's all about the money. It's all about the money. Collegiate sports is now $1 billion business.
Yeah, because he posted that and he got a few quotes though of people saying some stuff.
So do you think it's going to happen? Do you think they're going to make that happen? That they're going to be able to deny kids their scholarship?
No, I don't. But the way stuff is now, how you can just pass stuff and people all of a sudden agree with it, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, as a coach of a football team, like when I think about coaches like Deion Sanders, right? Like he has a specific standard that he wants his players to meet. He wants them to dress a certain way, no hats, no wife beaters, right?
Yeah.
If he's able to enforce that. Now, I don't know if he's taking away scholarships, but I know he sure is kicking people off the team left and right when they don't, go along with that. So I don't see why another coach couldn't say, hey, it's the policy of my team that this is how we're going to behave.
Yeah.
I don't know, P. I don't know. All right. Birdman says, but we serve for the right to decide whether you want to or not. First Amendment applies here too. Again, it may seem disrespectful, but I fight for people's rights to do as they wish during the anthem. Yeah, agree.
Jeff Landry done passed a lot of stuff. Tough on crime bills and all that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Trying to, I think, eliminate parole, all that.
Wow. And he's the governor of what state?
Louisiana.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Louisiana.
It used to be John Bell Edwards, but he was a Democrat though.
Yeah. I didn't know that guy. Jeff Landry.
He was the attorney general for like 6 or 7 years, I think.
Yeah.
7 years.
Okay, while we're on the subject of sports.
Oh God.
P-
Oh God.
P says I need a call-in. P, I don't have a call-in number. I'm telling you, you click on that link on your phone and you could come on just voice. It's the same thing.
Is this
okay? I don't know who this is, okay? But there's a video with this, okay? So this is Duke basketball player star Jared McCain. He inked a deal with beauty brand Sally Henson, who makes the nail polish that you see on his fingertips, because he likes to paint his nails, okay? Let's listen to what Jared has to say.
So I'm in the middle of painting my nails right now, and I just did this side white, and I'm gonna do this side blue. And I thought I'd just talk to you guys a little bit about why. Going the Duke blue as usual. Just do some self-care time. I think everybody should do some self-care for themselves. For me, it's nail painting. I'm sorry if that offends any of you guys. My favorite nail polish to use though is the Sally Hansen Insta Dry, because it only takes 60 seconds to dry. Not my best job, but not my worst. While they dry, it only takes 60 seconds. I'm gonna tell you guys why I paint my nails. There's really no crazy reason to it. It helps me not bite my nails. I went into a salon one time and I decided to pick out a color, and I thought it looked nice. I know a lot of people disagree, a lot of people don't like it, but I'm just gonna be myself and do what I think looks nice. One of the reasons why I kept painting my nails is I had a game after I painted my nails, and I ended up playing really well. So, I'm not crazy superstitious, but if I thought it looked nice, I thought it helped me play better, and so far it's worked. So I'm gonna just keep doing it, I guess. And just like that, the nails are done. So I'm in the middle.
All right. What are your thoughts?
Gay. That's all I gotta say.
Gay?
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, CBL said beta.
That's exactly what he is.
So a lot of people, and when I say people, I mean women, in the comments are saying, this is crazy. This woman said, showing this to my 5-year-old boy who was recently bullied on the school bus for having painted nails, and now he won't paint them again because he's so ashamed. Another woman said, I wish y'all understood the joy I feel inside seeing men be themselves. Straight, gay, bi, pan, cis, trans, non-binary, doesn't matter. Men deserve authenticity and autonomy.
And people don't want to believe me when I say women is the alphabet community biggest supporter. They are.
Yeah.
Women are.
Yeah. And you know, this young man, I think he was trying to make it clear he's not gay. He's just basically saying that he likes to paint his nails. However, I feel like they, and when I say they, the people, the powers that be that like to push these agendas are going to use this young man to push this message, right? Like what he's kind of describing as, oh, this is kind of like a game ritual, right? Like Dennis Rodman did it. He was weird. Dennis Rodman was weird. He painted his nails and
Dressed up as a woman and all it.
Dressed up as a woman and all that. And, you know, I think he even alluded to the fact that it made him play better. I don't know, wearing women's, I think he said
that was wild.
Yeah. But, P said, my son is a hooper. Hell no. Yeah. But the problem is, see, again, this is the danger with these young athletes, right? So he's now getting an NIL deal with Sally Henson's nail polish, and they're going to hijack him and paint him as the poster boy for a young black man who paints his nails.
The young ones. It's always the young ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's always us. It's always the young ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
The naive ones. Because that's exactly what he is, naive. It's going to be used as a pawn to push the agenda even more.
Yeah. Well, they're probably offering him a lot of money. And, you know, P and I often talk about like NIL deals because like he has sons who are young athletes and are like, you know, approaching, you know, getting things like that. And it's like, it's so cool that they're able to get it. But at the same time, it's so much responsibility for like a young person to have to deal with that much money and pressure to be able to manage that, right? And choose wisely. I don't know. P said the university had to play a part in this. Also, what agenda are they pushing? They're pushing the gay agenda, guaranteed.
Because they definitely, I don't know no straight person that paint their nails.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. And the university P having a part in this doesn't surprise me at all because universities totally condone this. I mean, I won't say all, but a lot of universities condone this type of stuff. I'm not talking about the painting of the nails, but the acceptance of the LGBTQ.
It's a good majority, which is crazy. It's a good majority.
Yeah, for sure. Here's another. Now that I have you on here, you're fun, and you like racket stuff. Okay, so this is a woman. Watch this video because this was wild. This woman has a beard. That's her up here. Okay, we're gonna play this video.
No one's gonna marry you, Haranam. Like, you have a beard. No one's gonna date you, Haranam. You have a beard. No one's gonna be your boyfriend, Haranam. You have a beard. You are not a preference to a lot of men. And then I'll get like really feminine men message me, but that's not who I'm attracted to. Hannah, I like really masculine men because I am very soft. I'm so different to what you see like on TV. You know, on TV.
I've never seen you on TV.
I mean, but no, generally you'll see, oh, she's strong. She's, you know, what she's talking about is very powerful. Whatever people say, but then at home I'm very quiet. You know, I'm very feminine. I'm very soft. People don't get to see that side of me, you know. But no, it has been difficult. Where I wanted to be married and have kids, I would never be a single mom. That's not what I've ever wanted.
I don't want to have kids with you.
Tell me what all the masculine men in the chat, would you date Hernan with the beard?
No. I wouldn't even piss on her if she was on fire.
I was blown away because I was like, no way, this is a woman. Number one, the beard that she has is like, wow, like what did you have to do to get that? But this is the weirdness that we're living in. Like she's
Weirdness
literally
and mentally illness. Yeah.
the mentally ill. I don't understand. She's like feminine men are attracted to me. Duh. You're a chick with a beard.
Yes.
Oh man. Anyways.
Society and our government never fails at doing a good job at fucking up my day.
Society
It never
is
fails.
crazy. Crazy. Let me see what else I got.
And they deeming this is normal, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kevin says because he's always making fun of my forehead because he says I have a big forehead. He says I grow a beard on my forehead. No, it's smooth. I'm smooth all over, Kevin. Okay. I am a smooth person. No hair goes except for right here on my head. That's it.
My stuff covered up. I got a do-rag on. My stuff ain't there, and I got cornrows.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I gotta get my hair rebraided eventually.
Oh, gotcha. You know what? I think we got through all of our topics. I'm so proud. It's 10:22. I think we got through all of our topics. Did you guys have fun with me today? Did you guys?
Yeah.
I haven't got an update. Let me send Soonie a message really quick before we get off to see if we can get an update on how she's doing. But did you guys have fun tonight? Did you have fun tonight?
Yep. I always do.
I know, but I always worry because you guys are always like Soonie's biggest fans, and you guys are like Soonie, and I know I'm totally different from her. So as long as you guys had fun, that's all I care about.
Yeah, I didn't already told you at first. I had to figure you out. That's how it was. I had to figure you out.
And what did you figure? Tell me what you figured out.
Yeah, you was the type like Soonie was the more so the real one, like as far as the nonchalant, saying whatever's on her mind and just not caring. With you, you the type you care, but in a fun way. Like you the fun type.
I'm fun.
Yeah, you the fun type.
Yeah, I'm wild.
Soonie
If we went
nonchalant one.
if we went to a party, Soonie would be the one sitting in the chair in the back of the room, and I'd be like the turn up girl. Like I'd be the wild one. For sure. Okay, Birdman says the tsunami warning changed to an advisory. That's great. So I think that they'll probably be headed back home soon. So that's awesome. And yes, Soonie is very serious. You guys, she is married to a Seventh-day Adventist. Okay. Is there any question? Is there any question? Anyways, well, I'm so glad that you guys stuck with me through the whole show. We had a really good turnout. Marlena, thank you so much for coming on. I'll let you go, but thanks for being my co-host for some of the topics.
You will.
You saved me on the sports. I love you.
All right, you too.
Bye. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure as you leave that you definitely give this video a thumbs up. Drop a comment below so Soonie knows what a great time we had. That you guys love me so much, that you love me more than her. Specifically that. Like, make sure you do hashtag Mo is our favorite in the comments. That's what I need you to say. Hashtag Mo is our favorite. And let her know that I was the best. And then I will keep you guys up to date about a crime show with me, Heather, and Angela. So this is going to be a new spinoff show that I'm going to do on my channel only. Let's Talk Darling, because Soonie's going to want probably nothing to do with this. No, but you know what? Soonie's not going to have fun with this because, you know, she doesn't like conspiracies. So Soonie, I love you, but you're not invited to this show. Okay. This is going to be a Soonie free show because it's going to get a little unhinged. Okay. So if you want to keep up to date with that, two things: make sure you're subscribed to me on Instagram at Let's Talk Darling, and definitely make sure you go to my YouTube channel at Let's Talk Darling as well, because that's where the show is going to be. So if you guys are not subscribed over there, you will not see it. Okay. Birdman says, hashtag love you both. Thank you. I love you too. Michelle says, I held my own. Thank you. You guys, back in the day, I used to do my own show. So it's nothing new, but it's a lot to do like all these topics when you're used to doing them, and the show's called Somewhere in the Middle, and you have to have somebody that's on the other side of you. It's a different story. Okay. So thank you so much for the kind words. I love you guys. Have a good night. Let's continue to pray for Soonie that there are no more earthquakes, no aftershocks, no tsunamis, no more warnings. You guys all have a great day. Oh, I know we didn't get to the solar eclipse conspiracy. Okay. But we'll talk about it on Friday. But in preparation for Friday, definitely drop a comment below if you have had weird stuff happen leading up to this eclipse, because I've definitely had some weird stuff. Okay. And I want to know if you guys have had some weird stuff. Thank you, Heather. I love you too. I'll see you on Saturday, girl. Party, party, party. We're going to do shots. Okay. Just know we're going to do shots. Anyways, drop a comment below and let me know like what weird stuff you've been experiencing that you think might be related to this upcoming solar eclipse, and then we'll talk about it on Friday. And compare our notes, because that will be a good close before the weekend going into solar eclipse time, because Friday will be, if what they say is really happening, Friday will be our last show. Not to be doom and gloom, but we got to prepare. Okay. So be here Friday, be on time, and Soonie will be back. I think hopefully Jerron will be back. You guys, sorry that Jerron has been missing from the last couple shows. Just understand his wife is about to probably have a baby soon. She's nearing the end of her pregnancy. So she is very, very, probably uncomfortable and wants to be with her husband and wants him, to lay around and watch shows and eat food with her. Totally understandable. So he will join us when he can. So we hope to see him on Friday. All right, guys, have a good night. I love you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Patriotic summer, high school margarita's just a good